Hello, this is Claire, WZ9Os Ham Radio Stuff. 2 days ago, I talked about the Transgender Day of Visibility and what it means to me and other ham radio operators, as being transgender and non-binary is an aspect of myself. However, there is a second aspect of me that needs to be discussed. Today is April 2nd, which is also known as Autism Awareness Day. However, I do not see a need of awareness for autism. One horrific organization, which I will not name, is notorious for its advocacy of applied behavioral analysis, or ABA therapy for short. It is dehumanizing and horrendous by normalizing autistic individuals. I, for one, was subjected to it throughout grade school. And just thinking about it gives me the chills. Autistic people should be cherished for who they are and their special interest, even though if we have some quirks that might make us seem a little odd. Some of my quirks that I have, I tend to get very excited when I work rare stations, DX entities, or have a pileup during a contest, and I get very happy and cheer and run around. And not pay too much attention to the radio, knowing that I have a certain amount of time for a contest to work. I firmly believe that April 2nd should be known as Neurodiversity Acceptance Day to celebrate all forms of neurodiversity outside of autism and to be welcoming for ourselves. Autistic people are known to have special interests. My special interest was ham radio, and I learned about it when I was 17 years old. Having the right Elmer and learning a lot of the information from him made an impact on my life. His name is Joe, and his call sign was WB2TUP, who just recently decided to call it a career with ham radio. I want to thank you for making a difference in my life. As part of my autistic nature, I held a vanity call sign N2ASD from the time I acquired my general license in 2012 until March of 2020, when a 2x1 vanity call sign with the number 9 became available. Michael KB9VBR of Ham Radio Q&A did a good video describing call signs and how they work, and I recommend that you check that video out. I hold on to all of my knowledge of ham radio today, and I am willing to share it with others that are willing to learn, whether it be on here on YouTube or in the community as a whole. However, my joy of the hobby never was constant. My interest waned in 2018 as I was working more hours at my day job that I had at the time, and I was in a position for a promotion that unfortunately never materialized. I ended up moving out to Wisconsin in 2019, and I was grounded from the hobby because the apartment I lived in at the time had antenna restrictions. In 2020, I did find a new place, which is where I currently am right now, and I was able to use my tax return to purchase my current radio, my ICOM IC746, that I still use at the time of recording this video. But I was unsure of what to do in the hobby as I came back to the world of ham radio. This is where YouTube came in. I started watching Eric KJ4YZI of Ham Radio Concepts and started to slowly but surely build interest back into the hobby. I learned that there was so much more than just talking on single sideband or using Morse code. I learned that backdoor and email services were a thing through ham radio, as well as Vera for sending emails. I also enjoyed being envious over many importable antennas and radios that were shown on his channel, such as the Chameleon MPass 2.0 and the ICOM IC705. I started to focus on other YouTube ham radio personalities as well, such as Ham Radio Crash Course and eventually Ham Radio Q&A. If it was not for the YouTube ham radio community, I would not be here making my own content this day as well as learning different aspects of ham radio at large. I would love to thank you for watching this two-part episode. I do have a few announcements that I would like to wrap up with. In the coming weeks, I will be launching a Patreon for my channel to help support me through this wonderful journey that I'm having. Second, I will be doing some travel across the country in the coming months to promote ham radio. In September, I will be in Denver, Colorado, and in October, I'll be back at my old home with my family in upstate New York. Further dates will be posted as these operations come closer to fruition. Until next time, this is Claire, WZ9O of Ham Radio Stuff, saying 73 and 33, and I hope to catch you down the band and in the logs.